caretaker manager until the end of the season. I am Paul Abe Toluwanimi, and I'm not alone in the studio this wonderful morning. I have Nuruddin Alimi with me to talk sport on the go. Top of the morning to you, my brother.
Good morning, Toluwanimi, and happy birthday to you. I'm sorry to out you on air here, but it's nice to have you here. Happy birthday. Good morning, everybody. I'm happy to be here to talk sports. You said it all, Michael Carrick. Good news for Manchester United fans.
Good news. Is that good news? Because, you know, let's just look at that quickly before, we look at what is on the table this morning. Michael Carrick, on the script, actually, this morning, I was talking about, the back and forth with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, Michael Carrick, Van Nistelrooy. They had names on the list, for Manchester United. But just few days before the back and forth with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, we got the report that Michael Carrick is also going to be part of the list. And here we have it this morning. Breaking news is the man. And you said good news. Is that good news for Manchester United fans?
I said good news because a lot of Manchester United fans, I think, would want to have the managerial issues sorted out. Fletcher was there for 2 games. Yeah, he couldn't win, and there has been plenty news flying all around. Carrick, Ole, Van Nistelrooy, and also I think it's good news for them to actually have the interim rule sorted out ahead of the summer and the rest of the season, because they're having City on Sunday in the Premier League, and that's a very, very big game. So they need to sort out some of the things in the backroom staff. Having chased Ole about 8 days, Amorim about 8 days ago. So I think good news for them. That's sorted out. They know the man who's going to be at the end of affairs, at least till the end of the season right now.
End of season. All right. Come on. What do you have on the menu this morning, top of the morning?
We had loads of sports. Like you said, we had to talk sports. We have basketball. We have tennis. We have football. This transfer season, we know how it is. Both European-wise and African-wise, players are moving about. Managers' dominoes are happening in different places. So over the night, we had NBA action. Detroit Pistons, they were in actions. Los Angeles Lakers were in action. LA Lakers lost their third game on the bounce. I think that's that. Even though Doncic had about 42 points and 7 assists and 7 rebounds, he could not still support the team to get the victory, much needed victory, and that's their third loss on the bounce. So I think that's traveling to worrying times for Lakers, because LeBron is nearing the end of his career. Even with the points Doncic is dropping, it's not still seeming to get them over the line. That's the third game. Indiana Pacers, they seem to be back to winning ways. They won their second game on the bounce against Boston Celtics, and they've lost 3 games on the bounce now. So it seems everybody's going on a streak, and we see how it pans out at the end of the season.
All right, let's see how that one's going to pan out at the end of the season in the world of basketball. But let's move back to the local stories making the rounds in the world of sport this wonderful morning. And that's coming from the camp of Kun Khalifat. Remember yesterday, we gave you an update, and it's back-to-back massive transfers for them. Last week, you gave an update that they had to, an exodus of exit, from the camp of Kun Khalifa. But it's about time they're now recruiting more firepower into their ranks. They have completed the signing from Warri Wolf left winger Salami Damilola on a deal until the summer of 2029. And also they have Abdurrafiu Owolabi signs a striker pens a 2-year contract as he joins from Crown FC. Also they have James, also true to announce the arrival of Abia Chinonso Charles, a dynamic centre-back for the family. The talented centre-back joins from Dream Big FC on a 2-year contract. Also, Chinonso Kelechi put pen to paper for Kun Khalifat. Also, we have Kelechi Victor signs another 2-year contract as he joins from the greatest football club. But there you have it. And also one more signing for them. Bekeni put pen to paper for Kun Khalifat. Benson Kingsley Bekeni signs a winger as he pens a 2-year contract as he joins from Ward 20 National. There you have it. Massive signings for Kun Khalifat. Look at where they have this season in the MPFL. What does this signing do for the Amora going into the second half of the season?
That's a very big question. It can be a curse and it can be a blessing.
Okay.
Lots of players left. They had to bring in new players to make up the numbers to prosecute the remainder half of the season for them. So we will come back to this at the end of the season and see how well they've done their business. Earlier in the season, they almost went bankrupt and had to go public to secure funds to prosecute some of their games in the early part of the season. That's worrisome for a team that wants to compete in the NPFL. But we seem to weather the early storm, but they couldn't get that done on the field of play because their position is not translating to what they want to have. So they brought in new players now. Let's see what he's going to do for them to the end of the season.
All right, let's see what those players are going to do, for Kun Khalifa, the newbies in the end of the season. Remember, the second half of the season kicks off tomorrow. There's going to be massive games, so make sure you're following, and also make sure you're rooting for your club side. Remember, Shooting Stars are going to welcome Eyimba Football Club by 4 p.m. Right there at the Lakon Salami Stadium. So make sure you're rooting for your darling club, Shooting Stars Football Club. Before we move,
The Shooting Stars also added a
new rank.
They snatched the head coach of Ikorodu FC. It was supposed, the rumors had it was supposed to be part of the backroom staff because it was at Awewero when it was at Ikorodu FC. So there were rumors he was supposed to join them, blah blah blah, at the beginning of the season. But now they've gotten their man, and I think it's a very good addition to the 3SC backroom staff because he added finesse and technicality to the Ikorodu FC side. And when they were here earlier in the season, when they were in Ibadan for the first half of the season, we saw what he could do, and his record was very nice. He won about 8 games for Ikorodu FC, lost about 3 or 4 games, and drew the games for the first half of the season. So I think it's a very good addition to 3SC. They have their man now. The backroom staff seems strengthened, and they brought in 1 or 2 players to jack up the side. So I think we are in for a very good ride for the rest of the season.
All right, let's hope the very best for Shooting Stars Football Club. Let's take a dive straight into the result at the match week 9 of the NNL. The games ended yesterday. There you have the result on the screen. Fantastic games. Gateway United against Smart City. The game ended 1-1. We have Inter Lagos against Edel. The game ended 2-1 on Saturday. Sunshine Stars welcomed Crown FC. The game ended in favor of Sunshine Stars. Atland against Beyond Limit. The game ended goalless. Rovers FC against Aqua United. The game ended in favor of the away team, Aqua United. Let's talk about, the sack of Rovers United management staff and, the technical advisor. For you, was that a step in the right direction quickly?
We can't answer all the questions for the board because they know all they've seen to make them take the boot off the current managerial team of the team. So after the game, they dissolved the whole backroom staff, and we are yet to hear the news about who's coming in. Is it intermediate or is it full-time job they are going to give the new manager? So let's see what's going to happen for them. Rovers FC, I don't expect much from them. Aqua United are a very, very good side, and
very good side.
They are wanting to come back to the top flight of the Nigerian Professional Football League. So I don't think that's enough reason for them. Maybe series of games leading to this was one of the things that caused them to take that decision. But
it's football. If you have a Chelsea, letting go of Enzo Maresca, Manchester United, Ruben Amorim, and also yesterday, Xabi Alonso saying goodbye. We'll be talking about that on the show. But let's look at the table quickly. In the NLL, fantastic clubs already are topping the table right there. Inter Lagos in Group Conference A, and we have Conference B. Inter Lagos, are topping that one with 16 points. We have Beyond Limit also with 15 points, second on the log of the table, and we have Crown FC. Also 13 on the log of the table with 13 points. Also, let's look at Conference B. We have Aqua United 19 points. We have Sporting Lagos 17. We have Abakaliki KFC with 15 points, third on the log of the table. And one of the reasons why Rovers, FC most likely would have sacked them because they're sitting 8th, on the log of the table with 10 points. Osun United 8th also with 9 points. And we have First Bank on Conference B with 10th on the log of the table. What does that say for you? Looking at how far the NLN has gone this season.
That's the whole picture. The NNL are trying to reduce cost and change the dynamics of the competition by creating 2 conferences just to make it easier for the teams to participate. So for you being it on the log says the story for you, and if you want to get back as soon as possible, you still have about 19 games to concentrate. So you need to sit up and change things around.
All right, let's see how that one goes out for Rovers FC. Let's move away from that. It's time to talk about the Super Eagles of Nigeria as they take on the Atlas Lion of Morocco. We'll be back from this break. We'll be discussing about the semi-final stage of the AFCON. Stay connected.
Live from the heart of the action. Welcome to the nerve center of Next Level Broadcasting.
This is the OB van, where the studio meets the street.
Equipped with cutting-edge cameras, crystal clear audio, real-time switching, and broadcast control, we don't just capture moments, we deliver the experience live.
Anywhere, anytime, from stadiums to red carpets, breaking news to buzzing festivals, weddings, birthdays, and all sorts of ceremonies. We bring the world to your screen in real time.
It's not just a van, it's a complete mobile production house, a command center, a broadcast beast.
This is more than a broadcast. This is the OB van difference. Live, loud, limitless.
Ready to go live like never before? Book the OB van today and take your event to the world. One powerful broadcast at a time.
To book, call 0705 506 1061 or 0916 101 1061. Email marketing@dominion.org.ng or visit our socials on Instagram @Dominion Broadcast.
Dominion Broadcast, your channel of choice.
All right, you're welcome back. You're still very much connected to Dominion Television, your channel of choice. This is Dominion Sport. Right about time to talk about the game between the Super Eagles of Nigeria and the Atlas Lion of Morocco. A big game to look forward to. Nigeria quest for a fourth CAF African Cup of Nations title continues on Wednesday, the 14th of January, when the Super Eagles will face tournament host Morocco in the blockbuster semi-final at the Prince Mubal Abdel Stadium right there in Rabat. Kickoff is scheduled for 8 p.m. This encounter will pit two of the tournament's most impressive side against each other. This is a big game to look forward to, and we'll be asking questions, and also you can drop your predictions right there in the comment section. Let me start off with this question. How impressive has the Super Eagles been at this campaign of this AFCON for you?
Everybody has been waxing lyrical about the Super Eagles side. Nobody expected much from them going to the competition due to the outbreak of not qualifying for the World Cup. But since they got into the competition, they've looked like the different side from the ones that prosecuted the games for the World Cup qualifiers. They've gotten some players have retired, like Trustekong, Ahmed Musa. So the new players they brought into the fold have seemed to jack up the position for them. We don't see Moses Simon starting all games again. We have new faces in Akwa Adams, Lukman and Osimhen prosecuting the attack for them, and they've looked like a different side. They look free-flowing. They are scoring goals. Iwobi is creating those chances. I saw a stat that he created about 36 line-breaking passes in just the two knockout phases games they've played. That seemed very impressive for them. They scored 14 or 16, 16 goals, I think,
16
in this competition, and just conceded 4. So that's very impressive, and everybody's looking like this seems like the team to beat in this competition right now. So the attack has been free-flowing. The problem they've had has been the defense, but I think in the last 2 games they've kept 2 clean sheets. That seems to have corrected it, but going into this game now, they'll be missing an influential figure in the midfield, which is Ifeanyi Ndidi. He has given Iwobi the chance to roam about. He and Frank the Tank have given Iwobi the chance to roam about. So I think that would be a major blow for the Super Eagles going into this semi-final game. All
right, let's just make that correction. They boast a perfect record and lead the scoring chart with 14 goals, just 2 shy of all-time African single tournament record of 16, as set by Cote d'Ivoire in 2008. That's just a record right there for the Super Eagles of Nigeria this season. Now let's talk about the Atlas Lion. Morocco are unbeaten in their last 23 games. They have won 19 games in a row before Mali held them to a 1-1 draw on December the 26th, 2025. They have not lost an home game in an official competition in 16 years. They have played 38 home games since then. let's talk about the formidable side at the Atlas Lion of Morocco. How strong are they coming into this competition, and what strength do they possess going into this game against Super Eagles of Nigeria?
The strength primarily comes from their home fans because they're playing in the and like you mentioned, they've not lost a home game in a while. And continuous worrying starts for the Super Eagles is in the last 5 meetings between both sides, the Super Eagles have won just twice. Morocco have won the last three, that looks worrisome for them. And Morocco, but another thing in the favor of stats-wise is that Morocco have not scored in their last 3 knockout games in the AFCON final. So that looks like a promising one for the Super Eagles. But the Moroccan side, their strong side, like you have seen, like the attack. Brahim Diaz is leading the goal chart with 5 goals. So that seems like the strong point for them. They have been able to score goals and limit their opponent from scoring at the back a little bit. But the strong point, like you said, has been the attack. Brahim Diaz, with the host of others in that front line, seem to get the job done for Morocco. So going into the game, the Super Eagles need to be wary of the sharp Brahim Diaz because he's eyeing the golden boot. He wants to score goals. And Nus Mazraoui is also going to be defense.
Achraf
Hakimi on the other side. They look going to give the Super Eagles a little bit of problem, but I feel the Super Eagles should be able to overpower them and get the job done tomorrow.
If your coach Eric Shells going into this competition, do you change formation? We already know that Wilfred Ndidi is going to be a big miss. Who comes in? Would you prefer Rafael Onyedika, to start alongside Frank Onyeka? How do you set up your team going to this game? Any tactics to change technicality, to input for the players? How do you set the mindset for the players going into this competition? Remember, this looks like a win that even the players want to win for the fans.
That has helped the team a lot. The Super Eagles players currently, they want to patch up their blushes from the World Cup qualifiers they didn't get to make. So I think they're a different side. But for Eric Chell, if it's not broken, there's nothing to fix. Just Ndidi is going to be missing in the midfield because of his second yellow cards due to suspension. So bring in Frank Onyedika. He seems to fit the job. He came on against Algeria in the quarters and he did good. He filled in the role. So
he has 2 goals in the competition.
There's nothing to change there. The defense, they look solid. Nothing is going to change. We have Osayi Samuel, we have Basi and Shemilori Ajayi. Mine defense with Rafael Oyembuchi. So that seems to right itself on the pitch. For the midfield, Iwobi should take his place. Onyedika and Frank the Tank should complete the midfield. And going forward, Osimhen, Lookman and Akko Adams should start the game for them. And they have exciting options from the bench. There's Chukwueze on the bench. There's Moses Simon on the bench. There's Ejuke on the bench. And for the defense, they have Zaidu Sanusi that can come on for either of the flanks for the Super Eagles. So I think the Super Eagles have their job written for them. Eric Cheto has his job cut out for him. No change in information, no change in tactics. Prosecute the games the way you've been prosecuting it, and at the end of the day, should be in the finals.
For you, the Atlas Lion of Morocco, what strength do they have going into this game, and what can change? If it's not working for them in front of goal, how do they change the mindset? For their fans.
There comes the 13th man, the 13th player of the pitch. Those are the fans. And there have been complaints about tickets not being available to Nigerians and other visiting fans. I think that's a problem CAF need to fix, because you shouldn't give the home team undue advantage by selling out the tickets to the home side to prevent the opponents from getting their play. We won't actually fill up the stadium as much as we should feel, so you shouldn't give them an undue advantage. So the 13th men should come to play for Morocco, and as a Nigerian, I'm not thinking or wishing them well to get something at the end of the competition, at the end of the day. So they should just prepare for the third place match. They don't have anything special. They don't have anything special like that in them. So they've not faced a strong side. And in this competition, the North Africans, they seem like a better opponent for the West Africans than the counterparts from West. So I think that should help the Super Eagles, and at the end of the day, we should be in the finals.
All right. Yet again, we see the familiar face of Sadio Mane and Mohamed Salah yet again. You saw what happened the last time these two met at the final. For you, what is changing for the Pharaohs of Egypt at this point in time against Senegal?
Like I said, the North Americans feel like a better opponent, so I'll be a little bit biased now. I want to see Salah get one over Mane in this competition. This seems like the last competition for both of them. They've both accomplished well. They've won the Champions League, they've won the Premier League, they've tutored their trade around Europe. Mane is now in Saudi cashing out his money at the end of his career. So
it's just one trophy eluding Mohamed Salah.
Eluding Salah, which is the African Cup of Nations. So you want to win it, and I think the players have been playing well for him. He's also dropped in about 3 or 4 goals and some assists to help the side to where they are currently in the competition. So they look like the sharper side, but both teams, we don't know what will happen. Last time they played out a draw, and they had to take the game to extra time to complete the game. I think Senegal won on penalties at the AFCON final. So this is a repeat of the final of that year, and they have scores to settle. They are both
definitely have scores to settle. So let me ask you your predictions.
Predictions: Egypt 2, Senegal 1.
For Nigeria?
Nigeria 3, Morocco 1.
Wow, Nigeria 3, Morocco 1. Okay, let me see you drop your predictions right there in the comment section. What do you think ahead of the big clash on Wednesday? A big game between Senegal and Egypt, and also Nigeria and Morocco. Let me see you drop your predictions right there. Let's move away from that and let's talk about the big story that came up yesterday. That is from the camp of Madrid. Xabi Alonso, as he just said, I can't continue like this anymore. What next, for Xabi Alonso? And we got the report that Arbeloa, has now become the caretaker manager, or maybe the manager, because we didn't get the full story on that for Madrid going forward.
Madrid shocked me yesterday, or the news shocked me, because I couldn't get the news the moment it broke. So the time I saw it, I was shocked, like, wow, I wasn't expecting that. Because even in a sports match conference, it was all about the game. This is not the end of the season. This is just a delay in the way the team is going to move. We need to focus on the second of the season, and then boom, out of nowhere, the news came that he's left his role.
So quick one, let me just ask you, what went wrong? You see that he lost the confidence of the backroom players and the backroom staff, or he didn't have the backing of the management again?
A lot of news will come out in this coming days, but I think the one that was evident to everyone at least was the disconnect between him and the players. After the game against Barcelona on Sunday, he wanted to do like
a guard of honor
for the champions, just like
let's honor them for
football honor. So the players called themselves.
Kylian Mbappe
was calling players off, and I was shocked to see players like him and Brahim Diaz, Vinicius, et al. They were dropping notes and all on their social media handles to say they are sorry about his sack and all. They are painting 2 different pictures. It seems he lost the backing of the senior quote unquote the senior players in the Madrid backroom style, the Madrid dressing room. So I think he just felt it was time for him to go, and he didn't have a bad record because that was one of the things that shocked me. He played 34 games, had about 70.8 winning rates.
Fantastic winning rate.
He lost just 4 games.
Six actually.
In the league.
Altogether.
And he scored about 70 goals, considered about 38 goals, and it was all going well for him. I don't know why they pulled the plug, but we'll get news about that in the coming days, because as fresh as it is, we'll have rumors from different camps saying this and that, but primarily what we could see was the disconnect between him and the players on the pitch.
What do you think of this new manager coming in? Not experienced, not managed a big team before, not managed senior players before. What experience does he have for a team like Real Madrid?
One thing about Madrid is the way the institution moves. Alonso too was part of he coached the Castilla team at some point. Zidane coached the Castilla team at some point, and before they tutored big teams in Europe. Pep Guardiola didn't coach his senior side before he took over Barcelona in 2008. So that shows they're just taking a leap of faith.
Okay.
Since it's interim based, they will get the thing. They will get their man at the end of the season just to steady the ship. Because I think the news is going to get the board as shocked as the fans from all around the world. So they just need to fix in someone, prosecute the rest of the games for them, and see what goes on.
All right, that's the story coming through from the camp of Madrid. We hope for the very best. Let's take a transfer update quickly. We got a story that Conor Gallagher was set to move to Aston Villa yesterday, but the early hours of the day, we got the update that Tottenham Hotspur jacked the deal, and is set to be a player for Tottenham Hotspur. Medical set for today, deal in place already for Conor Gallagher. What does it bring to a team like Tottenham Hotspur?
Gallagher is well known in England, especially in London. He's not a newcomer. We saw what he did with Chelsea before he moves to Atletico Madrid. He left Chelsea due to some issues with the backroom staff, and also his quality. And for Tottenham Hotspur, I don't see the rationale behind signing Gallagher at this moment, because you have Yves Bissouma, you have Paulinho in the midfield, and who do similar job as that of Conor Gallagher. Maybe they see him in a more advanced role than he currently plays with Atletico Madrid. But I don't see the rationale behind it. They just want to add a player into their squad for the Champions League or their European journey, their UEFA Europa journey, and prosecute the rest of the games in the top flight of the Premier League this season. So he's a good addition to the squad. Very good player. We've seen what he can do. He did it with Chelsea before he moved to Tico. He got some playing time with Tico, and I think he broke down along some point with Simeone, and he's back in England again. So I think it's a very good move for him, and he's back in London where he started his career.
All right. Also, Timo Werner to San Jose Earthquakes a year ago didn't place for the German striker to try a new chapter in the MLS. That's an update coming through for Timo Werner also right there at the MLS. Good one for him. Moving.
Good one for him. His career has tanked since he moved from Leipzig to Chelsea. Chelsea back to Leipzig, and he didn't seem to get it at the end. He went on loan to Spurs, still couldn't got his coat there. And he went back to Leipzig again, and now he's moving to the MLS. Good for him. And he wants to challenge for this year's the World Cup year.
So I think definitely he wants a spot.
He wants a spot in the German national team. So I think that's good for him. He's moving to a lesser competitive league in the MLS. So let's see what he's going to do with them.
All right, let's take stories from the Emirates FA Cup fixtures. The fourth round draw already. We have Liverpool against Brighton of Albion. Remember, Liverpool won yesterday. Fantastic victory for Arne Slot and his boys, 4-1, following with getting a goal and an assist. Also, Igwe Kitike also getting a goal and an assist. Jeremy Frimpong and Dominic Szoboszlai on the score sheet for Liverpool. But they're going to face Brighton of Albion. We're going to see Stoke City against Fulham, Oxford against Sunderland, Southampton against Leicester, Wrexham against Ipswich Town, Arsenal against Wigan Athletic. All City are going to welcome their former manager, Liam Rossanoy, to their ground right there against All City. It's going to be All City against Chelsea, Boston Albion against West Ham United, Burnley against Mansfield, Norwich against West Brom. We have Port Vale against Bristol, Greenspring Town against Wolverhampton Wanderers, Aston Villa against Newcastle, Manchester City against Salford or Swindon Town. We have Mansfield against Brentford, and Birmingham against Leeds United. Those are the updates coming thick and fast right here for the Emirates FA Cup. Quick one, let's take a dive straight into the Serie A. Also, fixtures result upon us at this point in time. The Old Ladies of Turin thumping and winning 5-0 yesterday against Cremonese. Fantastic result for them. Also, it's Genoa against Cagliari. The game ended 3-0 in favor of Genoa. You look at the top of the table at this point in time, fantastic run for these teams. Inter Milan topping top of the table for the 3 points. Milan on 40, Napoli 39. The Old Ladies of Turin fourth on the log of the table with 39 points. We have Roma also fifth on the log of the table, right there with 39 points. Como also sixth right there with 34 points. Quickly look at the log of the table. Fantastic games so far. Inter Milan, AC Milan, Napoli, Juventus, Roma, Como, Atlanta. For you, quickly.
I think the Serie A is going to be a very, very interesting one. Just like the way they ended last season, was till the end, last day of the season before they decided to win that. So I think this is going to go down the wire to everything is the traditional sides, the Inter Milans, the AC Milan, Napoli, Roma. They look to get it right this season, and they seem to keep up to themselves neck on neck. Napoli, they had 2 goals from Scott McTominay to level it back twice from against Inter Milan on Sunday to keep the pressure on Inter Milan. 3 points ahead of the log, nothing to rest your laurel yet on. AC Milan, you came back from 1-0 down to equalize late in the game on Sunday as well. So that seems like a problem for AC Milan. They've not won in their last 2 games, and if you want to challenge for the title, you need to keep up the goals. And I don't think they have as much games as the chasing. Scott McTominay is doing well for them. So Neres is injured at the moment. So I think that's one of the problems for Napoli at the moment. But they'll be very glad to have them back by the end of January to prosecute the rest of the league.
All right, let's say that one works out right there for Napoli, AC Milan, Inter Milan, Roma, and the Old Ladies of Turin. Juventus at the chase at the Scudetto this season. That will be all on the show this wonderful morning right here on Dominion Television. Definitely we'll be taking update from the WTA tomorrow and also the Australian Open. So make sure you're locked in to enjoy the world of tennis right there on Dominion Sports. I am Paul Abetoluwanimi. I say big thank you, to Nuruddin Alimi and also to the crew and the producer. I say big thank you to you. Make sure you keep rooting for your team. Make sure you keep supporting and make sure you keep staying safe. Enjoy yourself. Stay blessed and bye for now.